you will hear about the African Union. Yes, it exists. But what is the effect of the African Union in reality? We cannot talk about integration in the theme and not talk about the African Union. Because it is this organization that should unite us, create real integration. But we regret to see these wars that persist on the African continent, killing millions of young people. And that this organization, which has heads of state, with armies, is unable to organize itself to support certain countries. The Union is not just a word. The Union is a symbol. And we, the youth, should learn a lesson from this situation to unite, to make integration a reality. I was unpleasantly surprised when Ethiopia, which hosts the headquarters of the African Union, was experiencing a conflict. And when I saw the Prime Minister put on a military uniform and announce the closure of the university in Addis Ababa to face the threat. I did not see any action from the African Union to protect these headquarters. Most Western states saw Addis Ababa falling, packing up and leaving. Ethiopia fought, found an internal solution, and is living more or less in peace today. The children of Congo have been dying for years. Several other conflicts, such as in Sudan, exist on the continent. We would have liked to see the African Union generate the forces and all the necessary strategies to support these states so they can regain peace. For nearly 10 years, the Sahel has been the theater of international terrorism. But we see no support from these organizations to find a solution to this problem. Worse, a few days ago, a country foreign to Africa openly announced having supported and participated in a cowardly terrorist and barbaric attack against the forces of our confederation in Tinsawatten. The African Union did not utter a word to condemn this interference by a state outside of Africa in the internal affairs of our states. I would like them to hear this and therefore break their silence and take action so that the youth can believe in the African Union.
Hello, brothers and sisters. It is only a dream. It feels so real, but it is just a dream. Just imagine, brothers and sisters, leaders such as Captain Ibrahim Traoré being invited in the African Union to speak, or being invited for the second Africa Caribbean Summit. Let us now hear from the chairperson of African Union what is said.
This summit is a watershed moment and should be a turning point towards our collective aspiration. Historians will certainly put on record that from Addis Ababa, Africa and the Caribbean renewed their covenant to honor our ancestors, to uplift our descendants, and reclaim our shared destiny in freedom, justice, and unity. The African Union stands proudly and firmly with our Caribbean brothers and sisters in every step towards reparatory justice and true liberation. I thank you.
That is the chairperson of African Union. Let us now move to the upcoming chairperson of Caribbean Community, CARICOM. What is said?
Today's first in-person meeting since we met virtually for the first time in 2021 is timely in reinforcing the bonds between Africa and the Caribbean, as well as in examining ways in which to deepen our partnership at the global and strategic levels. This will allow us to deepen South-South cooperation while fostering shared prosperity and affirming a common voice on global platforms, including on global peace, security, reform, and multilateral issues such as climate change. As we meet under the theme of transcontinental partnership in pursuit of reparatory justice for Africans and people of African descent through reparations, we are reminded of the important outcome from the first Africa CARICOM summit hosted by His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, President of the Republic of Kenya, on 7th September 2021. The Caribbean community expresses sincere thanks and its deep appreciation to His Excellency Abiy Ahmed, Prime Minister of this great country, not only for the excellent arrangements and hospitality to us here in Addis, but also for the commitment made with the Honorable Mia Ahmad Motley, Prime Minister of Barbados, to hold this second summit. This engagement will allow for broader discussion on the 2024 AU CARICOM Memorandum of Understanding on upscaling engagement and linkages with people of African descent, particularly the strengthening of interregional economic partnerships and enhanced people-to-people ties. We also convey our thanks to His Excellency João Manuel Gonçalves Lourenço, President of Angola and Chairperson of the African Union, for the support given to this engagement. Excellencies, our discussions today should allow us to come to a common understanding and collaboration on a wide range of issues pertinent to our shared priorities. These include reparations, multilateral cooperation, reform of the international financial architecture, debt sustainability, finance, education, health, climate change, youth engagement, digital transformation and artificial intelligence, trade and investment, maritime and air transport, tourism, and cultural exchanges. What is clear is that closer collaboration between Africa and CARICOM is impatient. It's impatient of urgent attention and action in order to achieve positive outcomes for both our regions. Actions must be the underpinning sentiment of all that we do.
Yes, that is the chairperson, the upcoming, of course, chairperson of Caribbean Community. What the hosting Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed said in that summit? Here is what he said.
Geography may have placed us apart, but history has bound us together. Let us free ourselves from the language of charity, of recovery, of being called developing. Let us instead rise into something new and ours, where the waters that once divide us now unite us in dignity and prosperity. My dear brothers and sisters, our experience, guided by the spirit of Muddamar, together with our collective innovations in energy, agriculture, digital technology, and knowledge, can be a bridge linking Africa and the Caribbean in shared prosperity. To turn vision into action and building on the commitments of the first Africa Union CARICOM Summit, I propose bricks of unity built on 4 pillars of impact. First, agriculture and digital innovation. Advancing climate-smart farming, tropical crop research, and resilient food systems paired with digital platforms, AI, and e-learning to amplify impact. Expanded renewable energy will green our farms, processing facilities, and trade. Second, innovation and collaboration. Creating hubs of entrepreneurship, digital infrastructure, and research, linking startups, universities, and institutions. That also means easing mobility, more accessible visas, expanded transport and logistics, making partnerships practical and possible. Third, culture and leadership. Expanding youth and leadership exchange, strengthening cultural and creative collaborations, not as a symbol, but as engines of identity, innovation, and opportunity. Fourth, knowledge and health. Building research networks to address tropical medicines, marine ecosystems, and climate, harnessing our collective knowledge to solve shared challenges and improve health outcomes. Through these bricks of unity, we link our universities, our economies, and our cultures, making distance no barrier to progress. Let us not be distracted by the challenges that surrounded us. Our regions have always faced adversity. What has changed is that we now choose to face it together, defining our own solutions and future. I thank each of you for your presence, your leadership, and your commitment to a more unified future.
The one of Ahmed Hal, the Prime Minister of Ethiopia. All of them are speaking about unity. All of them are speaking about coming together. But the question is, when will Africa come together? Yes, we have these summits. When will we end up these summits and say from now and then we are going to have this and that? For many years, we have seen these summits, and currently we have seen Africa-China summit, Africa-Europe summit, Africa-Russia summit, and many summits. What is the outcomes of all these summits? Don't you see these are just political summits? Is it action summits? What things make Africans difficult to come together, to unite? I suggested 2 days ago that if maybe to have a one country as Africa, it is difficult. Let us unite slowly. Let us start with single army. All these nations have army. We spend a lot of money to buy weapons. Why don't we unite Africans, bring Africans together? Brothers and sisters, this September, African Diaspora, under the leadership of Mama Alfikana Chiombol Kwao, with ADDI and also Professor Piro Lumumba Foundation, and also Farmers of Sorts, under the leadership of Joshua Maponga, will be in Ouagadougou. They will be in Ouagadougou this September to acknowledge what is happening in Burkina Faso, to acknowledge what's happening in Sahel, to be part of national building. They're not going there as tourists. They're not going there as visitors. They're going Burkina Faso to be part of revolutions, to be part of national building. Right now, Burkina Faso is under construction, almost in every sector. If it's about infrastructures are under construction, if it's about universities, schools under construction, hospitals under construction. But it needs human capital. And human capital is we Africans. It needs capacities. Capacities are in the diaspora and in the continent of Africa. So intelligent people and professionals right now are mobilizing to go to Burkina Faso. They're trying to show the world that Africans, we can come together. Despite of political challenges that we have in the continent of Africa, despite of political figures who are trying to sabotage our struggle, but something can happen. I was listening speeches of African leaders who attended the second Africa Caribbean Summit. I heard all of them, starting with the hosting Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed of Ethiopia, coming to the chairperson of African Union, Mr. Yusuf, also heard from the president of Angola, Mr. Lorenzo, the representatives of Caribbean. All of them are talking about unity. All of them are talking about unity.
Thank you, Africa, Mama Africa. Oh, yeah. You make African great. Thank you, Africa. Thank you, Africa.